A lot of shit happened last week, so buckle up for this one. Hey, I'm John B. I give you the hacks for mortgage and media, that's why you follow me. So, of course, the biggest headline from last week is the escalating war between Hamas and Israel. This conflict has already seen countless atrocities and war crimes and is only expected to escalate. And there's a growing fear that this violence could spread to other countries in the Middle East, which could ultimately lead to a much broader war and a downturn of the entire global economy. This fear was seen in global markets this week as investors ran to safe havens like bonds. More bad news this week when inflation numbers came in higher than expected. That means the Fed's rate increases are taking longer than expected to drop the inflation rate, which is sitting at 3.7% right now. That's a far cry from their goal of 2%, and it's mostly because of sticky energy and housing prices. And the stubbornness of this inflation is causing some economists to say that we're going to have to hit a full recession if we're ever going to get back to 2%. And obviously, that's not what any of us want to hear. And as the world sees the start of another war and fears of a global recession get stronger, Congress remains paralyzed as the House has yet to find a speaker. The frontrunner Steve Scalise backed out this week when a number of Republicans refused to vote for him behind closed doors. So it's back to square one, and desperate Republicans are even turning to their rival Democrats for help. But they better figure something out soon, or all hell's gonna break loose next month when we're up against another government shutdown. And amid all this chaos, home buyers are getting pushed to the brink amid high interest rates and a lack of inventory. New data shows that potential buyers are now more discouraged than ever and are now blaming interest rates rather than home prices for their affordability crisis. And even though homeowners think it's a good time to sell, their negative outlook on buying in this market is keeping them from listing any properties, which of course leads to low inventory and higher prices despite these incredibly high rates. And amid all this chaos, mortgage rates dropped significantly at the beginning of the week as investors rushed to the safety of the bond market. But then they jumped up again when inflation numbers came in where they didn't want to see them. So they ended up lower for the week, but that could change very quickly as the shock of war wears off. And this week we'll probably see a ground invasion in Gaza, along with a number of economic and housing numbers. So be sure to give me a follow, stay tuned, and I'll keep you posted.